Welcome back to Prime Time, y'all, and I'm back at it again with another story time. But before we get into the story time, go ahead and get your meal, your drink, your blunt, or your snack. And you can tell your man or sneakily that you will have to call them back because Prime just dropped a new story time. So, y'all, this story time takes place late February, okay? You know, I'm on Grindr. I done made me and my man a couple account. You know, I'm on our couple account, right, on Grindr. You know, I'm just swiping, you know, seeing where the man's at, you know, what we about to do, right? So, boom. This one profile hits me up. They don't got no pics on it yet. It's like a blank profile. So I'm like, what the fuck? But, you know, they say, hey. I say, hey. Then, boom, they send their album. And I'm like, oh, okay. But the only reason I had responded, because, you know, I don't usually respond to blank profiles. It's because they had stats, and their stats was good. And, you know, it was saying that they was a couple, looking for another couple. And, you know, they was trying to do some things. I was like, oh, okay. Because, you know, I've always kind of like wanted to, if you watch my lives, I've always wanted to hook up with another couple. Like, we done had threesomes and stuff, but we've never been with another couple. So I was like, baby, this is our opportunity. We need to go ahead and jump on this. But, you know, I was going to ask for some pics soon, but that's the only reason I responded. But they did send them pictures quick. So, you know, I click on the album. You know, we got one that's like 6 feet. Like, they say 6'1", I think. So, they like above 6 feet. So, I'm like, okay, they tall. And so, one is blonde, right? One is blonde with glasses. He look good, fine, you know, fine little daddy, okay? The other one, black haired, he look good too, like fine. You know, they both got like some dad bods, but like not really dad bods. Young daddy bods. Like they probably got like a newborn child. They probably got like a newborn child at home. Like they was sexy to me. Like they were so attractive. But anyway, so I believe like, they was both like 6'1", 6 feet. They was above 6 feet. Okay. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we got, what we gonna name them, y'all? We gonna name the blonde one Adam. And we gonna name the black-haired one Loki. And the reason I'm gonna choose those names is because, baby, I've been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals lately, honey. And that's just straight off the dome. Anyway, oh no. Adam and Steve. I like that combo. Y'all know I like Adam and Eve, but you know, since they a couple, Adam and Steve. Y'all see, I like that. Anyway, so Adam is the blonde one. Steve is the black hair one. Okay, y'all follow me? Boom, bada, boom, bada, boom. So, you know, first they sent like they couple pics, they cute. I'm like, okay, period. Like, they some handsome young men. One was, I want to say 27. The black haired one. Steve was 27. And Adam, the blonde hair one, was 29. So I'm like, okay, you know, they still in a good age range. They not too old. You know, I like that. You know, they older. Because the reason I say they're not too old is because, you know, my man, he really don't like them on the older side. I do. I do. So I'm like, I feel like this is the perfect mix for us. You know what I'm saying? They still on the older side, but they still not old enough where he like, So I'm like, we need to hop on this. So I'm like, okay, y'all cute. So boom. You know, I sent our album, but you know, our album is nasty. I sent our nasty album. They like, yeah, you know, they firing all our pics. Boom, 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 boom. I'm like, right? Because we the shit. And then after I sent our album and, you know, they get done, you know, firing everything, that's when they sent their nasty album in. Baby. I want to say they had like 2 extra albums. Like, they had more news than we did. I was like, damn. Oh, they some freaks. It was them solo. It was them together. It was them with other people. I'm like, what? Like, they had all types of stuff in their albums. So I'm like, damn. I'm looking at our album like, we need to upgrade our shit. You know, our shit was fire. Our shit's still, you know, the best. But we need to add some more up in there. Anyway, so we talking. He ended up asking me, so which one is you? Because, you know, he don't know who he's talking to. I'm like, you know, it's me. Because, you know, I'm kind of like, you know, it's both of us. I'm the one who's, like, doing all the talking, right? So, you know, I say it's me, you know. I usually say the black one. Because, mind you, we ain't even exchange names at this point. So, I'm like, who is you? He like the blonde one. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So, you know, boom, bada, boom. He ended up telling me his name. I ended up telling him my name. Boom. So, now we talking. Right, we talking. He like, what you into? Tell her what I'm into. I'm like, what you into? He tell me what he into. I'm like, okay, it sounds like we gonna be a nice couple match. We gonna have some fun. So I'm like, what y'all on today? Like, me and my man at home, we chilling, we at the crib. What's up? He like, well, probably not today. I forgot why they couldn't do it today or whatever. I don't know. They was like, let's play on something. Let's go get some drinks. And then, if we vibe out, that's when we can go back to the place and do what it did. I'm like, okay, cool. So now we talking for like a whole motherfucking week. Because I'm like, when was we gonna play this? He's like, let's do it for next weekend. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm a little disappointed, but at the same time, I'm like, I kind of like this. I like how, I feel like when you build chemistry before a hookup, the hookups be like 10 times better. So I was like a little disappointed, but super excited at the same time because I'm like, oh, bitch, it's about to be bomb. So boom, we talked for a whole week. But I'm trying not to talk too much and say too much because I'm like, we finna be doing this at the bar because then y'all trying to link up in the bar. We finna be doing this at the bar. So, I'm not trying to like disclose too much information because I don't want to get to the bar and then we don't got shit to talk about. And then now it's awkward. It's already going to be a little awkward at the beginning, but I'm a good icebreaker. So I'm like, we going to get this cracking. But, he telling me the tea about them and stuff. I'm like, okay. But then it got to the point where I'm like, damn, I'm being a little short. And I don't want him to think like, damn, I don't know how to keep a conversation. Anyway, a whole week go by. It's March 1st. And it's like, okay, I'm at work. So we have to plan this like later on in the day. Because I didn't get off work till 5 o'clock. I still got to come home, douche. Because, they a top couple. So I was like, okay, we can bottom for y'all, period. Because we diverse type couple, right? So we can bottom for y'all. You know what I'm saying? And y'all got some nice pieces of meat on you. Some nice pieces of meat. Not too big, not too small. I'm like, okay, so we gonna do what it do. So, I get home from work. Boom, I instantly get home from work, take out my work clothes. Baby, I instantly get to do shit. Okay, I'm like, I need to hurry up and do shit. Because we supposed to link up at 7 o'clock. And I get off at 5. So, get done douche. I douche for like an hour. Mind you, I didn't even eat that day. My diet is just bad. Like, I just love to eat. I'm a foodie. But my diet is bad. So, baby, it took me like a whole hour to like do what I need to do. Which I should have chopped it right there. But I'm like, fuck it. I really want to link up with them. So, baby, I sat on that toilet for an hour. Usually, if it take longer than 30 minutes, it's a chop for me. But, because I'm like, this is going to be like some new shit. I have to get clean, baby. Boom, after an hour, baby, that water came out clear. Boom, hop in the shower, take a quick little, cute little shower, like 20 minutes, and then boom, hop out, put some body drops on me, so I'm smelling nice and good and everything. I want to say the scent that I chose for that day was like, what, drunk and peach, so baby, I was smelling real, like, Plus, we finna be at the bar, so they probably gonna be like, oh, he smell real good, like peach and champagne. So, I just feel like that went with the theme, right? So anyway, the bar is a casino. So we go to the casino. Mind you, they get there before we do. And I'm like, damn, I wanted to get there first. Even though I knew, like, I don't know. I knew it was at 7 o'clock and we didn't leave out until like 6:45, 6:40. I want to say as soon as we get in the car, they talking about they there. I'm like, damn, they there early as fuck. Like, but white people be on time. But did I say they was white? Y'all, they was Caucasian men. I guess that was obvious. No, not really. They're Caucasian men, right? Okay. So I'm like, okay. Damn, white people be on time all the time. Like, shit. And I wanted to be there first. But I'm like, damn, I had to do all this douching, right? Boom, we get there. Go to the casino. But the casino got a bar part, like a restaurant part that has, like, a bar. If that makes sense. So we get there, they already at a table, they tell us what table they at, boom, we turn the corner and there they go. I slide in the booth, I'm like, hey, because I'm not for the act shy, I already know my man shy, but in the car, baby, I was nervous as fuck. Like, I'm always nervous before a hookup, but nobody ever knows because, baby, I keep it P, okay? I don't ever let nobody know that I'm nervous, but in the car, I'm like, babe, I'm nervous, like, what if this don't go good, like, or whatever. Anyway, so boom, get in the booth. I instantly start kicking with them. I'm like, what's going on? Like, how we doing? Like, we talking. Like, I could tell they're on the little shyer side at first. You know, we introducing ourselves again. Even though we know each other's name. We already say each other's name over, you know, Grindr stuff. Plus, we also said on Grindr that, like, they was looking for friends. They wanted this to be more of, like, instead of, you know, just a hookup, let's be like, you know, friends with benefits type teas. Like, we do shit just outside of sex. It don't have to be sex all the time. And so I agree with that. I was like, oh yeah, that'd be dope. Like, so that's what made it even more easier to be an icebreaker and things to talk about, because it's not like, you know, we just here to like smash and dash. So anyway, the conversation was good. We didn't even talk about nothing freaky the whole time we was there at the bar/casino. Mind you, we was there for a whole hour. Eventually, after an hour, I want to say, what did I name him? Steve. Steve was like, you want to get out of here? You know, because I only had one drink and I was already feeling a little tipsy, baby. I'm a lightweight. My man done had him a drink or two. I don't know how many drinks he had. They done had them like 2 drinks, because when we hang out there, they already had a drink. And plus, I'm like, I feel like the conversation was starting to die down. So I'm like, okay, this is the perfect time to get the fuck up out of here. Because Adam, he was barely talking like that, which I kind of found surprising, because, like, you know, on Grindr, he was very talkative. You know, but it was just mainly me and Steve doing all the talking. And, you know, my man, of course, he did the least talking out of everybody. He just so, when it comes to new people, he is just shy. I don't know what it is, but that's okay. And he seemed more stoic than me when we was in the car. I'm the one talking about, I'm so nervous, and he like, oh, but it's gonna be fine. But when we get there, you on cricket mode. Not saying he didn't talk the whole time, but he did a couple, you know, he talked a little bit. Just not as much as me and Steve did. Me and Steve pretty much, we steered the conversation pretty much the whole time we was there. Anyway, we get up out that bitch, right? We get in the car, they like, we finna follow y'all. I'm like, okay, cool, boom. They follow us. I'm geeked. I'm nervous, a little nervous, and I'm geeked. And, you know, I'm talking to my man. I'm like, man, how you think that went? He like, I think it went good. Cool. I'm like, right. Let's get there. Mind you, I'm still a little tipsy. So I'm really horny, honey. I am horny, baby. So I'm like, we need to hurry up. Like, baby, speed up. let's get there. So we get back to our apartment. You know, they right behind us. We get in. You know what I'm saying? They talking about, oh, you know, it smell good because, baby, I keeps a candle lit, okay? I'm like, thank you. You know, they telling us it smell good because, baby, I'm huge on smell. And then I already got my cats put up. We had already put our cats up before, you know, they got here. Because the one thing about me, if you got pets and I'm coming over to your crib, put your pets up, period. I just feel like that's kind of a courtesy, like, especially when you know your pets are just very curious animals, and I don't got time to be petting no cat, no dog, whatever, before trying to link up with you. I'm just trying to, okay, we here. We know what we're here for, okay? So my cat's already put up. So boom, we in my living room, because, you know, I had to use the bathroom, because, bitch, I'm tipsy. I'm tipsy there in my living room talking with my man or whatever. I get out the bathroom. I sit down. I'm like, okay. They still talking about, you know, friendly shit, because they, you know, I guess they trying to build that friendship connection, right? Because they said they wanted more so us friends. I'm like, that's cool, but like, we here now. Let's talk about the freaky shit. So, you know, I'm like, okay, so what are y'all into? You know, they made a cute little joke like they was into this thing, and then they ended up turning freaky. So anyway, we ended up saying what we into again, which they said they was kinky on their Grindr account, and then, you know, in the messages that me and Adam was talking about, they was kind of on a little kinky stuff, but not too much kinky. Like, not like crazy kinky, but like kind of kinky. So I'm like, so what y'all into? But they was pretty much saying how, you know, they kind of kinky, but they're pretty vanilla, you know, first starting out. I'm like, okay, that's cool, because I'm super vanilla, baby. Like, I'm French vanilla when it comes to the bedroom. I don't like to do too much. Let's just do what it do, right? I'm like, my man, he more on the kinkier side, like, but he gonna have to do that with somebody else, because I'm here, I'm not trying to do all that kinky stuff. So we talked for a cute little bit. In the middle of the conversation, that's when they was like, oh, can we meet your cats? Because I want to say my cat, Kyle, was literally on the other side of the my office door, just meowing. I don't know why he just be doing that, just crying. I'm like, okay, I got company. He finna embarrass me. He like, oh, can we see the cats? I'm thinking to myself, why the fuck do they want to see my cats? We here to fuck. But whatever. Like I said, we trying to build a friendship connection. So, I let my cats out. I let my two cats out, Candy and Kyle. They being very friendly. They walking up to Adam and Steve. They love them. I'm like, which I was surprised. Because, my cats usually, Kyle does. But Candy, she usually don't be fucking with people. And the fact that she was fucking with them, I'm like, damn. Maybe this, it was at that moment where I was like, okay, we really could have a friendship with these people. Because if my cats love you, baby, that's important. Well, not important, but that's a sign that I gotta be fucking with you, right? Anyway, after a cute little cat meet and greet, I'm like, okay, y'all ready to get started? Because, it seemed like if I don't say nothing, the conversation just gonna go on and on and on. Because don't nobody ever want to initiate. It seems like I'm always the initiator, the icebreaker, which is fine. But sometimes I'll be like, damn, come on. So I'm like, let's get to it. So, I want to say one of them used the bathroom. I ended up using the bathroom again because, baby, I was drinking liquor. And when I drink liquor, I be having to pee so much. So much. Anyway, so boom, once I finally get out the bathroom, we get in my room. They on this side of the room, the two of them, and me and my man is on this side of the room, like on the opposite side of the bed, right? So, I'm like, okay, let's get naked. No, for real. Let's get naked. So we started getting naked. They taking off their shirt. I'm taking off my shirt. My man taking off his shirt. Now we taking off pants. So, boom, now we just in drawers. And baby, they already hard. I'm like, oh, they already hard. Baby, I can see it poking through the drawers. So now I'm really geeked. I'm like, okay, they already warmed up. So, boom. I'm like, so do we want to turn the light off? Keep the light on? Because we have the light on, right? They're like, is there a way y'all can make a dim in here? Because it is a little too bright. So, baby, I put on my, I got my LEDs, which I don't bring out my LEDs often. But I'm like, baby, this is a special occasion. So, baby, I brought out my LEDs. They was like, oh, baby, I put that LED on red, baby. The red light special. Oh, when that red light come on, oh, baby, it's about to get cracking. So, boom, now we all naked. So, Adam and my man, they get on the bed together. Me and Steve, we get on the bed, like, we on this side, right? And, my man and Adam is on this side of the bed. So, they instantly start kissing for a little bit. Then, me and Steve start kissing. And then, in the middle of me and Steve kissing, we look over and we see my man is giving Adam some head. So I look at Steve, I'm like, that shit hot, right? He like, yeah, that is hot this way. I'm like, right, like it was just hot, y'all. It was just thinking about it now, just got me kind of hot. Like, what the fuck? Like, y'all, it was so sexy. It was like some porno stuff, for real. Straight out of a video. So, my man giving him that Gawk 3000. So, I started giving Steve, yeah, do we name him Steve? Yeah, I started giving Steve some Gawk. So, I'm giving Steve some Gawk. And then, y'all, mind you, Steve, oh my God, Steve was so sexy. He was just covered in body hair. I'm just like, oh, I just love a man, a hairy man. He was just so sexy to me. Like, I knew I was attracted to Adam, but Steve, honey. Steve is fine. Steve is fine. Not saying Adam not fine. Adam is fine, but I feel like Adam needs to let his body hair grow because Adam clearly had just shaved. Mind you, let me talk about the pieces because I just told y'all it was some nice, pretty meats. I want to say they probably had about like a good 5.5 inch meats. Yeah, both of them. However, Adam's meat was just a little bit thicker. But they literally had like the same length. It was just that Adam was a little bit thicker. But Steve was just so hairy, pubes, bush, like hairy chest, like people, just everything, just oh. So y'all, I was really fucking with it, just giving him that gawk. So while I'm giving, Steve some gawk, that's when damn, I keep forgetting their names because I'm trying so hard not to say their real names because y'all know I be slipping up trying to say people's names. So that's when Adam puts my man and Doggy and they start smashing. I'm like, oh, that is hot, bitch. That is hot. And then that's when Steve starts giving me some gawk. So he gives me a gawk for a little bit. So it's like we each give each other gawk 60 seconds and then we switch. That went on for about like three switches. 2-3 switches. And as I'm seeing my man getting smashed from behind, I'm like, I'm ready to get smashed too. I'm ready to get smashed too. So boom, I get into Doggy. I pull out the lube because I'm like, hold on, baby, you gotta lube this up. My man was already pre-lubed or something. I don't know. My man, one thing, I don't think my man was pre-lubed. I think he just got that wet with. One thing about my man, it's special bottoms out here. Like, he got a special talent when it comes to bottoming. Like, he just instantly, like, it's self-lubricating. It's weird, y'all. That's why I love him so much. But that's one of the reasons why I love him so much. But baby, that's on the list. That's on the list, baby. It's very self-lubricating. So he was shook. He had Adam shook, like, oh my God, is this pre-lube? Nah, baby, my man is just self-lubricating, baby. So, he living in the bliss over there. So I'm looking at Steve. I'm like, look, Steve, you ready for this one? Cause he's self-lubricating. Baby, I got that gorilla grip. Baby, we got the best of both worlds over here. So boom. At this point, I lube myself up. He lubed me some more after lubing his piece. And then, he put it in me. But, it was so painful at first. It was painful. I was like, ooh. At first I was finna be like, hold on, push out. But, I just didn't want to mess up the vibes. Especially because my man, he know how to take some meat. But I'm so tight that, baby, I need a little bit of time. But I'm like, nah, bitch, man up. Let's take it like a man, honey. We got to give this our all, baby. We are doing this, right? So, boom. I'm like, okay. I'm playing it all cool like a bad bitch. I want to say about like 5 strokes in, it starts to feel a little better. I'm like, okay. We getting there. By the 10th stroke, baby, all pleasure. Plus, my man was helping. I feel like I opened up so quick was because my man was like kissing me and rubbing my nipples while we both getting cracked from behind. Like, I'm like, oh. Y'all, it was just so sexy. So once Adam and Steve done seen me and my man was kissing while they beating us from the back, they like, damn, that's hot, that's sexy too. I'm thinking to myself like, yeah, bitch, we putting on the motherfucking show. We putting on the motherfucking show. Boom. I want to say about a good 3 minutes of that. That's when they switch. They like, that's when I'm like, babe, let me get a piece of that. I'm like, period. I'm like, here come Adam. What? Here come Adam. Let me see what Adam pieces do, right? So, to my man. Oop. West Side. See, this is why I can't be talking. This is why I can't be talking too fast because I'll be slipping up and saying names. Steve. Steve goes, do it matter? Girl, fuck it. We still gonna say it. Steve goes to my man. Adam comes to me. So next thing boom. Steve is cracking my man instantly. He already up in it. And Adam, he get up in me. Honey, like, it didn't feel no pain because I was already ready and open. It just instantly felt pleasure. And that's how I knew that, like, Adam is a little bit thicker than Steve. So I'm like, okay, damn, like, y'all, Adam Dick was feeling so good. Dick. Damn, I keep slipping up saying names. At this point, should I just say the real names? No, because I'm going to bleep it out. I'm going to try to bleep it out. You know, Steve's dick was great. Very great. Adam dick, I feel like just because it was a little bit thicker, even though I wish he would have grew that hair out, he needs to grow them pubes, baby. I'm sorry. I just love a man with pubes. It just felt great because it was just a little bit thicker. Like, baby, he was hitting that pressure. Adam was hitting that pressure spot, baby. I'm like, oh my God. Like, at this point, I'm in euphoria. So, he cracks me for about 60 seconds of dark. Then I want to say he flips me around. Now we a missionary. But I'm nervous. I'm like, ooh, honey, like, you know, missionary, you know, that's all whole, baby. Ain't no cheeks stopping it or catching no inches, honey. So I'm like, okay, we gonna do it. But y'all, it didn't hurt still. And missionary, he's still pressure. Then, you know, we kissing. Then we looking at my man getting cracked. We looking at Steve cracking up. I'm like, Like, it was just hot. Just hot. So I want to say 2.5 minutes of Adam, you know, cracking me in missionary. And we looking at, you know, my man and Steve cracking each other. That's when I hear the most sexiest words you can hear from a man in the bedroom. I'm about to nut. I was like, ugh. Mind you, they said they was on prep. So yes, this is raw. Do I recommend raw? No, we just met them. But, however, they said they was on prep. I believed them. I mean, I still believe them because, baby, I already got tested afterwards and we clean. So, boom. Anyway, back to the story. So, y'all, Adam bust a fat nut in me, honey. I mean, big. Just feel me clean on that. Honey, I was like, ooh. Like, baby, I felt it. So at this point now, I'm like, whoo, honey. So after he do that, he pull out. Now he giving me some head. He giving me some head trying to get me the nut right. I'm like, okay, cool. Which is good head. It's pretty good head. But I do feel like Steve gave better head. But Adam head was really good too. But Steve know how to give some good head, honey. Steve, he the head goat. He knew how to give some good. I feel like if Steve would have just gave me head from the jump, I probably would have bust instantly. So I'm glad. That's why I had to switch to doggy. Because I'm like, any more of this, baby, it's a chop. But Adam gives great head, honey. So boom. He gave me some head. You know, that's when, you know, Steve is still, I'm trying to not say names. Steve is still cracking my man. He got him in missionary too. Yep, he got him in missionary too at this point, you know, cracking him still. While I'm getting that gog. You know, he's starting to sweat, so you know, he really putting his all into it. I'm like, damn, he really cracking. Eventually, that's when Steve was like, you know, I'm about to nut. So I'm like, oh, that sounds hot as fuck. So, you know, I'm jerking it off at this point. I'm jerking it. I'm like, oh my God, that's sexy as hell. Boom. Now it's just me and my man. Now me and my man, they laying next to each other up here on the pillows, right? And now they pretty much trying to get us to nut, right? So I'm telling my man, you know, my man on my left nipple and Adam is on my right nipple. And, you know, I'm jerking it. And I want to say, what was Steve doing? I was in so much bliss. I don't even remember what Steve was doing. I feel like Steve might have been on me too, but I just don't remember. I don't remember. I think Steve was giving my man head while all this was going on. Yup. I think that's what was going on. Anyway, baby, that didn't take long, honey. That took like 30 seconds, and I instantly to the moon. To the moon. It didn't take long, because, baby, you get on this one, these are my buttons. Baby, these are my triggers, instantly. So, boom, to the moon. Now, at this point, now all three of us is on my man trying to get him to go. Now, it's taking my man a little minute, because now it's all eyes on him. So, now he feeling the pressure. He like, damn, like, I feel the pressure now. I'm like, come on, baby. Don't even worry about it. Let's think. You know, I'm trying to get him back in the mode because he don't fill out the mode because he didn't expect me to go that quick. But I did. So I'm like, come on. You know, I'm talking to him nasty, kissing him. You know, they working on my man. Boom, I want to say about 2 or 3 minutes of them giving him some God. Boom, he shoot to the moon. So I'm like, ooh. Now, baby, we are hot, hungry, because, baby, I didn't eat. They ate already, but me and my man, we hungry. So I'm like, ooh, that was great. So, you know, we already got the towels on the bed because I had put towels all over the bed before we had left. Baby, I took precautions to put my cats up and put towels all over the bed. So now I'm like, okay, we cleaning up and stuff, and boom, bada boom. Adam got him a towel, he cleaned up. Him and Steve, me and my man got a towel, we cleaning each other up. And now we just talking about like, oh, that was great. And I'm like, okay, I definitely want to see y'all again. Let's trade snaps. Because we were still keeping all our communication on Grindr. And I'm like, okay, we finna be like, you know, on some friends like y'all want to be. We gotta trade snaps. Anyways, boom. We end up getting cleaned up. They leave. Cool. I want to say the next day, they had added me on, was it the next day or was it the same night? I think it was the next day they added me on Snap, right? Add me on Snap. I give them my man Snap. They add him. And then, I want to say, Adam makes a group chat. He makes a group chat. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, this is how we could communicate. But I had already previously texted them solo before the group chat. They ended up making a group chat, like, later that day. And it was cool. I'm like, okay, so when can we plan for another time? They had told me, oh, well, probably Sunday, because that day, March 1st was a Saturday. Let's do Sunday because they got something going on. Next Sunday, because they got something going on, right? On next Saturday. So I'm like, okay, cool. Sunday roll around. I don't hear nothing from them. I'm like, damn, you know, I'm thinking they gonna hit us up like, okay, we free. Come pull up, because we were supposed to go to their place. Then end up hearing nothing from them. Then I want to say after that, I had texted them that week after that Sunday had passed. I'm like, hey, you know, how y'all doing? Like, y'all want to go out with me and my man? Because we was planning to go out to eat to this Mexican restaurant. And I was like, since we're going to be like friends on some cool shit, let me invite them out. They end up saying like, oh, Steve had to, he's going to a movie with another friend, and Adam wasn't feeling that good because since he had just started prep, like, I don't know, he just wasn't feeling the best on the prep, right? So I'm like, okay, cool, that's cool. A little bit go by, they hit us up, just a little small talk, but I'm noticing that, like, what's his face? Steve is really not active in the chat like that. I'm like, damn, like, what's going on? Steve really not active. Like, he was so talkative at the bar, but Steve really don't be doing no talking. Now, in the chats, we're on the solo chat, like, so I'm like, it's like a whole different personality. I'm like, damn, like, did the link up not go good? I thought it was hot. Do y'all think it was hot? At least from my point of view. So apparently, like, damn, like, what's tea? So anyway, but you know, and it's also like Adam is doing all the talking for Steve. Cause I'm like, why can't Steve be like, oh yeah, I'm going to movies? Like, we in a group chat. Anyway, so I end up hitting him up again, like, hey, what's up? Like, how y'all been doing? They talk about this, that, and third. But we still ain't linking. So I'm like, damn, like, is we gonna plan? Like, but I'm like, let me just leave it alone. Cause I'm talking to my man about it. He like, babe, chill. Maybe they just busy. And I'm like, you're right. You're right. Maybe they just busy. But baby, I don't want to do that again. Cause we had such a good time. But my man like, look, they just busy. But anyways, y'all, it is now, what's the day I'm recording this video? The 8th. Babe, it is now Tuesday, the 8th, I'm recording this video. I haven't seen them in, it's been over a month. Over a month. And I haven't heard nothing from these people. The last time we done chatted was 3 weeks ago on Snapchat. You know, I done been on Grindr, you know, they still active on Grindr, so I'm kind of just like, damn, like, did they not enjoy it? Or like, what's tea? Like, what's going on? So, I'm going to send them this video. And y'all, we going to see what they say. I don't know. We going to see what's the tea though. Because I'm kind of just like, what's going on? I haven't heard from these people. You know, I done talked to my man about it. He kind of over it at this point. He don't even want to link up with them no more. But I kind of still, I'm like, if he don't want to link, I'll still link up with them, like, by my damn self. But I'm like, what's going on? I think I'm pretty much, I'm sending this video, and then after they watch, I'm gonna be like, so what did y'all think from y'all perspective? And like, was it good? Was it some good parts, some bad parts? Like, what was tea? Because I haven't heard from y'all pretty much since then. And y'all haven't been trying to play nothing. Like, what's going on? Because y'all the one who brought up the let's be friends type teas. So what's really the tea? That's why I've been holding back about making a video, y'all. Because I've been kind of trying to wait on this conclusion to see what's going on with these people. But anyways, depending on how this go, y'all, I might have to add some new people to the roster. Because I don't know if they want to link up again. Because, baby, it's been over a month and it's been crickets. But anyway, I've been talking for too long, baby. Oh my God, this video over 30 minutes. But since I've been going this long, I had to give y'all a good lengthy, right? Y'all love my good lengthies, right? But anyway, if you made it through this whole long video, baby. Not even a video, baby. This is an episode at this point. Made it through this whole episode-like video. I love you. Dearly. And make sure you leave a like. Subscribe. And please hit that notification bell on the side so you will be notified the next time I upload. And I'll catch you next time on another Prime Time. And we out.